feel like God done for real blessed me, for real.
That's true.
Like, he done took his time on me, like really blessed me, like gave me all the gifts that I can even imagine.
Right.
So I'm like, if I don't do my part, like to the fullest that I can do it, I'm talking about work hard,
Right.
like give it everything I got, I feel like I'm cheating him. I feel like I'm letting him down, like I'm cheating him. If I don't develop all the gifts he done given me into like elite skills and be one of the best, I'm cheating.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Q's Hot Takes. And on today's show, I got my guy Q. He's back on the show. Q, how you doing today, bro?
Doing good, bro. Blessed, man. Blessed.
Yes, sir. So Q, we're gonna try to do better than we did the last time you were on because it didn't go so well. I'm not gonna put those results out there. I'm not gonna embarrass either.
We ain't gonna do that ourselves.
It was a lot of upsets week 4. I'll just say that.
For sure. Nah, facts.
So on today's show, me and Q, we're gonna preview the Celebration Bowl, the HBCU National Championship between Q School, North Carolina Central. He's a huge Eagle fan. He went to North Carolina Central, so you know he's gonna represent his school. And then we're gonna predict all the NFL games. So Q, why don't we go ahead and get into previewing the Celebration Bowl? So the MEAC has just dominated this bowl game, HBCU National Championship game. In fact, the SWAC has only won once in 6 tries. But before we get into that, I thought it'd be only right if we talk about probably the biggest headline surrounding this game is Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime. Once this game is over with, Saturday after the game, he's going to leave Jackson State. He's going to Colorado. So we talked about it on my show last week, but I thought I would give you a chance to, give your thoughts on Coach Prime leaving Jackson State for a Power 5 school in Colorado. So what are your thoughts on that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, on one side of it, I ain't mad about it. You know what I'm saying? It's a bigger opportunity, you know what I'm saying, for him to further his career and ultimately to get where he wants to be, which I think is Florida State. So, like, I think that this is definitely a step in that direction. I think where the contradiction comes in is like when you come in and you say, well, I'm gonna show y'all that we don't need the Power 5s and we can do this from HBCU and that from HBCU. So I think that's kind of where like people are like on the train of like forget Deion, which I can understand that side. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like as a kid, you know, if your parents make a promise. And then it's the totally opposite when it comes to time when it's time for it to come around. So it's just one of those situations. Like for me, I'm not really mad about it. You know what I'm saying? Like if a job offered us more money than we get paid right now, we would be a fool not to consider it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's kind of one of those situations, but I can see why people are upset too. On the other hand, for sure.
Yeah, but I'm happy for Coach Prime. Like I said last week, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity because it's rare that an HBCU coach even gets a call or look from a Power 5 school.
Right.
I think it's more to do with Deion's name than anything because he's going to put people in the seats. And I'm pretty sure that since Colorado hasn't had a lot of winning seasons since 2003, in fact, it's only been 3 since 2003. Deion, I've seen already how a lot of people are following their page. Season ticket sales are through the roof. So that's the Coach Prime effect. So I think that's why they did hire Coach Deion Sanders, Coach Prime, because they need a spark to their program. They need somebody that's going to turn it back into Colorado being a powerhouse. So
absolutely.
So although I'm really upset that he's leaving Jackson State because he's done such amazing things at Jackson State in his 3 years, second straight Celebration Bowl appearance. They've won 2 SWAC championships. I thought he was going to leave when both his sons left Jackson State and graduated. I thought that would have been the perfect time for him to leave. But I see what you're saying because, he told Travis Hunter that you don't have to go to the Power 5 schools. You can go to HBCU, and now he's after his freshman year, he's going.
About to be to Colorado. Right.
Yeah, he's going to take Travis Hunter with him, I guarantee.
But Jackson State has a good coach, though. Coach TC, he was at Central for 3 years.
Oh, yes.
So, yeah, he's going to be a great guy to step into that room and lead those men. So, happy for him for sure to finally get his opportunity for sure.
Oh yeah, because they named him. I think it was yesterday. Named TC
Yeah.
Taylor. So I'm happy for him, and I'm hoping a lot of guys stay there because he seems to be very likable, a very likable coach. So I'm hoping. I wish him nothing but the best. So let's go ahead and preview the Celebration Bowl. Q, nobody knows these North Carolina Central Eagles better than you, I would say. So.
Right.
So why don't you go ahead and tell us about your Eagles and why you think they're going to win this game? Because I know you're picking them to win.
Yeah, man. So I mean, I feel like we built for the moment, man. Like when you talk about being prepared, you know what I'm saying, being mentally tough, and then being tough on the field, that's what we play for, right? And I tell people all the time, I feel like the difference between the MEAC and the SWAC is, the SWAC, their offenses are electric. They always putting up numbers and this, that, and the third. But the MEAC, you kind of got to grind it out a little bit, right? So I feel like that's where the difference comes from in that aspect. So for sure that, but also just I feel like we done been there before, and with like you said, the SWAC only won once, and you know who they won against, right? So
unfortunately,
man, listen, but I just feel like we're in prime position to switch that mode this year. Like I feel like the guys are hungry. I feel like we've been disrespected a lot too. A lot of people aren't really giving us a chance. And I posted it on my Instagram the other day, and I just feel like we have the best quarterback in HBCU football. That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying? No slouch to Shadur Sanders or anything like that. But my boy Davis Richards, like he's really that guy. He's really our engine. When he's going and clicking, we tough to deal with. I think it'll be a close game for sure. Not really. I don't think it's really gonna be too high scoring. I think both teams gonna be a little nervous, you know what I'm saying, just to be in that environment. So I feel like it's gonna be a good game, man. But I got us winning around like 28-24. I got it being close, but them having Jackson State as the 14-point favorite.
That's disrespectful.
Yeah, it's like that just shows me you never watched this playoff season. But it is what it is. But I think a lot of people looking at that Campbell game, But what guys don't realize is we had a few starters out that game. And if you watch the game, we were in position to score a lot. We just beat ourselves. So I think that's where that 14-point, underdog mentality is coming from. But like I said, the guys are ready, man. A few of them are a part of my program that I work for at Central. So they come by, they like, man, we locked in. We locked in. We ready. We ready to show the world that, like, yeah, y'all talking about them, but y'all need to be talking about NC Central. So I feel like that's going to be what we're talking about after the game for sure.
Yes, for sure. And you were talking about your quarterback, Davis Richards. That's how you say his name, bro?
Yeah.
Davis, yeah. So I see this season he has 24 passing touchdowns, and he leads the team with 13 rushing touchdowns. So Jackson State is going to have to worry about his legs. And when they have a good pass rush, but they're going to have to make sure they don't let him out the window, because he's dangerous with his legs. Because, like you said, when he's, got his legs and his arms going at the same time, I think that's when your offense is dangerous. But I get what you're saying, because it feels like the SWAC is like the Big 12, and then the MEAC is like the SEC. Because y'all are known for defenses, and we saw that last year. Because Shador and them, they weren't ready for South Carolina's defense. They really got after them. They were really physical. So I think that's why they went into the portal. They upgraded that offensive line. Now Shador still be running for his life sometimes.
Yeah.
But I feel like they got a lot better.
Yeah,
I'm thinking Jackson State.
I figure.
I don't think it's going to be a blowout like the spread. That's just crazy. 14 points. I feel like that's just wild to me. But I think it's going to come down late in the fourth quarter. I think it's going to be a close game. I just think their defense is no joke. Now, I don't think they're going to be able to hold y'all down, because as we saw in the SWAC championship, Southern gave them a hard time. They put up the most points that Jackson State had gave up all season, because going into that game, they were only giving up like 10 points per game, and Southern got 24. So I think that showed that y'all can, move the ball on offense because of how Davis Richards, he's so dangerous and dynamic with his arm and his legs. So I definitely think it's going to be close, but I just think Coach Prime and his team, I just think that they're destined after the way they got embarrassed last year. I was not expecting them to get smacked like that.
Yeah,
That caught me off guard, them losing 31-10. So I think that they're destined to get revenge and payback this year. And I think they want to send Coach Prime out on a high note. And I'm thinking I was going 24-21. I think they'll get a late field goal. Uh, but I wouldn't mind if it was like that. I don't know if you remember that A&T and Alcorn when they were just scoring up and down.
going up
I
and
wouldn't
down.
mind.
That won't be good for my heart, man.
I feel you. That stress.
No.
That stress, brother. But I mean, I expect it to be a very physical contest. It's gonna be a dogfight. And I'm not surprised that guys that are in your program are taking it personal, because when you see something like that, that's gonna light a fire into you.
Yeah,
So I'm not surprised. So good luck to both teams. We'll both be in the building.
we'll be in the building. Yeah.
Yes, I'm definitely looking forward to that Saturday. But yes, I think Jackson State will get the second win for the SWAC, because the MEAC has just turned this into the MEAC Invitational
Literally,
ever since
like
ever since it started.
right.
Because like you said, Grambling in 2016 was the only SWAC team to win. And if I remember correctly, if y'all had a field goal kicker, y'all would have won that game, if I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken.
I was at the game, man. We scored, and then the guy got a unsportsmanlike penalty.
Yeah, for taking his helmet off, right?
For taking his helmet off, and what would have been a chip shot extra point ended up being like a 20 or 25 yarder, and they blocked it, and we lost by 1.
Wow,
So
man.
that was pain. That was pain.
Yes, it was. But yeah, I'm just excited. I can't wait to see Travis Hunter live, Shador. The numbers he's put up this year are just ridiculous. And Kevin Coleman and Hooker, they have so many
They got
weapons.
some dogs over there.
Yeah, they got some
They got some
dogs.
dogs over there.
And I'm excited to see your quarterback, Davis Richards, live, because he still gives me PTSD from what he did to my Rams back in September.
Oh man.
Yeah, y'all put it on my Rams in the rain.
Yeah.
Whew. All right, moving on to the NFL games now. Let's start with our Thursday night game. This is going to be a big one. The San Francisco 49ers visiting the Seattle Seahawks, who I don't know what was going on with Seattle last week. I don't know if they were looking ahead to this game, but just laying the egg against the Panthers. Hugh, how do you see this one playing out? Do you think Seattle will rebound at home, or do you think San Francisco is going to be a little too much for them?
Yeah, I think San Francisco hot right now. It kind of I don't know if you remember, kind of like last year. You remember they got on like a nice little stretch too.
Oh,
and,
yes.
And then they, but ultimately ended up losing to, of course, the Rams in the playoff. But it seems like every year they kind of find this stretch where they get hot and everything starts to click. And I feel like Brock Purdy has gave them some kind of extra juice, especially when you lose your starting quarterback. People start saying, "Oh well, season's over," just that and the third. But that number one 49ers defense is really the game changer. So at the end of the day, that's always going to be there no matter who's playing quarterback. So if you can't score, then, it is what it is. But I like the 49ers rivalry game. So, of course, it's going to be close, very low scoring. So kind of to mirror your pick from our Celebration Bowl game, I'm going to go with a 24-21 type deal. I don't see a lot of points being scored, but like more so of a grinded out game for sure.
Yeah, I got the 49ers as well, because they won the first matchup and they really got out to Geno, harassed him, really roughed him up. And I just don't think he's going to like that pressure. Nick Bosa flying off that edge relentlessly all game long. I think that's going to take a toll on him. And
right.
That front seven is no joke, and their secondary has really improved, because last year that was something you could take advantage of, but they've really shored that up. And I think Seattle, I think they're going to be on the verge of missing the playoffs. They're going to be in danger after losing this game, but I think San Francisco is just going to be a little too much for them. But I agree with you. I think it's going to be like the MEAC and SWAC Celebration Bowl. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, grinded out, physical game.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of points, like you said, for sure. So we have, as always, the Saturday before Christmas, they have 3 games on NFL Network. So our first one is the Indianapolis Colts visiting the Minnesota Vikings. I got the Vikings. They laid an egg last week. The Lions are playing really well right now. Although the Lions are playing really well right now, their defense is really, really bad.
Very,
So,
very.
so because they made Jared Goff look like Patrick Mahomes last week. I mean, he was just throwing. I mean, he was
Yeah,
just putting on the air show.
yeah.
Uh, so I am a little concerned if they aren't able to get pressure on Matt Ryan that they're gonna make him think he can play another 3 years. But I'm taking the Vikings. I just think Justin Jefferson is gonna be too much. I'm excited to see him and Gilmore. I don't know if Gilmore will travel with him, but that's gonna be a dog fight if they ever lock up. I'm pretty sure they will because Gilmore is still a top 3 corner to me.
Right.
Uh, but if the Colts were smart, I think they would lean on Jonathan Taylor. I don't think he want Matt Ryan doing a whole lot. But I think the Colts give the Vikings problems because the Colts have some tall receivers, and the
Mm-hmm.
Vikings don't have a good secondary. So this probably could get very high scoring because the Vikings defense is so bad. But give me the Vikings at home. I know they want to wrap up that division. They want to eliminate any hope for anybody else. So they're at home. I expect them to win and wrap up the NFC North.
Yeah,
How do you see this game playing out?
I agree, bro. Like you said, the Colts are just a bad football team right now. So I just don't see any way they can win this game. I literally don't. So I had to change my background. I literally don't. So
Hey, I like it. I like it.
I
You
literally
should have
don't.
had enough for the first segment, bro. That would have
Yeah,
been
man, I
better.
know. I literally just thought about it. I'm like, dang, but it's cool. I'm gonna do the rest of the thing. So yeah, the Vikings are just. I mean, they're just so much better. That's really what it comes down to. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be close. I really don't. Like just watching, man. Like just what y'all did to them. Like a while. I think y'all brought their spirit. Like I I don't know, man. I think it's over for them. So yeah, I don't think it's gonna be close. I think it's gonna be whatever the spread is. I'll take that spread in that game. I ain't looked at it yet, but whatever it
I
is, I'll take
haven't
it.
either,
So if
but
it's like 13 or something like that, I'll take it.
but speaking of that, that was just crazy. Like we were up 2 points, and then they just fell all apart. And
Man,
the defense, I think they just gave up. They're like, y'all throwing the game away. Why we trying?
right. Like
They just let
what
us
we
fall.
got? What we got to play for? Like
Oh man, that was just crazy. So how they respond after that will be really interesting to see. Um, Next, we have Baltimore visiting the Cleveland Browns. This one's going to be interesting because we don't know if Tyler Huntley is going to be available. He had a concussion last week. Cleveland, as we know, Deshaun is still knocking off the rust after taking 2 years off. Um, I'm really not confident in my pick, but I took Baltimore because they're right there neck and neck with the Bengals for that AFC North. So I think they need to handle business. I don't think Cleveland's going anywhere this year. I think maybe next year when Deshaun gets a full off season, he gets back in the normal routine, they'll probably be a threat in this division. But I wouldn't be surprised if the Browns pull off a Christmas upset at home. That place is going to be rocking. Myles Garrett is probably going to be a man possessed. I don't know who's going to play quarterback for the Ravens right now because Huntley's in concussion protocol. Lamar's, I don't think he's going to play this week because he may not step on the field until they give him his money after seeing what happened to Kyler Murray. Prayers to
fact.
Kyler Murray. But yeah, I just taking Baltimore. I think they found a way to get an ugly road win. It'll probably be like the game last week. They won 16-14. It was very ugly. They'll probably have to win that way again if they have a quarterback issue this week. So how do you see
Yeah.
this one playing out?
Yeah, I was kind of like you. I'm kind of thinking like who's gonna play quarterback. But I just think Baltimore and the way they run the ball, I think that translates to no matter who's at quarterback.
Yes.
Like even last week when they was playing the Steelers, like the Steelers knew they were gonna run the ball and you still can't stop it. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, it's
it's
crazy.
kind of like, you know what I'm saying? I'm driving left, I'm going left. I tell you I'm going left, and you still can't stop me going left. So it's kind of one of those. But I'm banking on Huntley being out of the concussion protocol.
I'm over so
Um,
yes.
yeah, so I'm taking the Ravens as well, and their defense is pretty. pretty solid. Gonna keep them in it. Like you said, Deshaun Watson still kind of knocking that rust off. So I don't see this being a game where he goes out and goes crazy passing the ball. So I feel like if they can contain Chubb, I think they'll be all right. And kind of like you said, it's very low scoring, maybe like a 2017 type deal. Nothing too crazy on either end. So yeah, I like the Ravens as well.
Yes, and next we got the Miami Dolphins visiting the Buffalo Bills. It's expected that they're gonna get 1 to 3. They're gonna get a lot of snow in Buffalo. I can't remember if it was 1 to 3 feet, or I think it was 1 to 3 feet or inches of snow. I can't remember which one, but they're gonna get some snow in Buffalo. And the Dolphins, they haven't been doing well lately. They had a horrible West Coast trip. Tua got beat up. He got heat up. The Chargers, they blitzed him. They put a lot of pressure on him. The 49ers did. And now, after seeing what the Bills did to Mike White last week, it's like they had a bounty out on his head, boy, the way they was hitting him, boy. Give me Buffalo at home. They lost to the Dolphins early in the season. The Dolphins really got a lot of pressure on Josh Allen. I think they may, if the conditions aren't too bad. Their front four is really good, but their defense doesn't play as well on the road. I saw on Sunday Night Football they only give up 15 points at home, but they give up 32 on the road, which is crazy. I don't know why their defense doesn't travel, but they have some really good young pieces on that front line. But I think Josh Allen, he'll want revenge after the way he played last time against the Dolphins. So give me the Dolphins. I mean, give me the Bills. Excuse me. How do you see this one playing out, bro?
Kind of the same way, man. Like I heard on ESPN that when they were playing in California, it was 55 degrees, and some of the Miami Dolphins players like had heaters on the sideline.
Oh,
and yeah, you got to look that up and read that. So going to Buffalo, it's probably gonna be 15, 20 degrees. I just don't see them Florida boys being able to play in that type of weather, like you said, man. I think Josh Allen and them are accustomed to home, and I think that equates to, like you said, their home defense being so much better than it being on the road. They know the conditions, and nobody knows those conditions like they do. I like the Bills in that. With the, like you said, depending on the weather, if it's snowy and icky and stuff like that, then maybe it'll be very low scoring. So I won't try to predict the score for that game, but I definitely will take the Bills in this one with no hesitation.
Yeah, because I think Buffalo, they want to get home field advantage because having people come through Buffalo to get to the Super Bowl, that can make a huge difference. Because last year, they had to go to Kansas City, and you know how good that game was. So I'm thinking it's going to be Mahomes and Josh Allen again. We'll have to see.
Oh, yeah, that's going to be
That's going to be crazy. And we got Joe Burrow and Josh Allen coming up in, I think, a couple of weeks. So that's going to be crazy. Our Sunday games, we got the Philadelphia Eagles visiting the Chicago Bears. Q, how do you see this one playing out? Are you gonna pick your division rival or
You said it's the Bears and
the Eagles?
Man, yeah, I'm gonna pick. It's gonna break my heart. Yeah, I'm gonna pick the Eagles, man. Yeah, they're a well-oiled machine right now. They got something going. Yeah, and the Bears. I mean, Justin Fields has been playing a lot better as the season has been going on. So he could give them some fits with what he can do with his arm and with his legs as well. But I like Philly. I feel like they kind of keep the train rolling a little bit, and they handle business. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Philly.
Yeah, after seeing that demolition job they did on the Giants last week, give me Philly.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous about playing them on Christmas Eve. I'm afraid they're gonna ruin my Christmas. But the way they're playing right now, I don't think the Bears have any chance. But Justin Fields has been playing better lately. But I just don't think the Bears have enough on offense. The way the Eagles are gonna get after Justin Fields, I'm nervous for Justin Fields because he doesn't have the best offensive line. That's why he runs so much. But yeah, give me Philly. I'm afraid this is gonna be another 26-point blowout for them as they try to lock up that number one seed. Next, we got the Atlanta Falcons visiting the New Orleans Saints. The Falcons are going to their rookie quarterback, Desmond Ridder. So, Q, how do you see this one playing out?
This game is gonna be ugly. Like they both ain't playing really too well. But I'm gonna have to go with. I like Desmond Ridder, man. So I'm gonna have to go with Atlanta. I want to see him do good in his debut
I do
and
too.
kind of solidify that he can be that guy moving forward. So I'm gonna go with it. I'm gonna go with Atlanta in that game in a very close game. I think they'll win by like a late field goal.
Yes, I'm also going with Atlanta because I want Desmond Ridder to do well because Marcus Mariota, he was just awful in that Pittsburgh game, and I was like, no way y'all can stick with him after this because he
No
stunk it
way.
up.
No way.
So yeah, I'm hoping Desmond Ridder does well, and hopefully he's able to show them that he's the quarterback of the future in Atlanta, and I hope he can put up some numbers. But against that Saints defense, that's probably going to be tough. So that's like you said, it's probably going to be an ugly game. But I'm thinking they'll pull it out late on a field goal. So we'll have to see. We got the Detroit Lions visiting the New York Jets next. Detroit has scored 25 points in 5 straight games for the first time since 1954. This offense is very fun to watch, but their defense isn't very good. As we've seen, they let Justin Jefferson get 200 yards last week.
Right.
He would have had more if they would have didn't call that that catch back.
That was terrible.
That was just horrible. And then I don't think they looked at it either, which makes it even worse.
Yeah.
But give me Detroit because they're trying to sneak in the playoffs to get that 7 seed. They'll need some teams in front of them to kind of collapse and fall on their face. But I would not want to see this team if I'm the 2 seed. I would not want the way they can score on offense. Now you're going to be able to score on them, but I would not want to deal with that offense. And they just got Jameson Williams back from Alabama. We know he's like a Tyreek Hill, the way he can fly, boy. So give me Detroit. We'll have to see how they deal with the Jets defense because the Jets defense is very physical. They put a lot of pressure on the quarterback. And I don't think Jared Goff does well when he gets pressure put on him. So we'll have to see how they deal with that. But the way they're clicking and rolling right now, five out of the last 6, they've won. Give me Detroit. Q, how do you see this one, bro?
Honestly, man, you just literally made my argument. Why I'm taking the Jets. That defense, man, it's so tenacious. They got Mosley and Gardner. Them guys. Quentin Williams, like, you know what I'm saying? So they got some guys there who really set the tone early. And Mike White, he ain't have bad. You know what I'm saying? Like I actually like him. And like you said, the Lions defense is kind of iffy. I just trust the Jets to get more stops than the Lions. So I'm gonna go with the Jets.
Yeah, I definitely like the swag. That swag that defense has. They're young, saucy. He be talking that talk to people.
Yeah.
He don't back down from anybody. And I really like how Detroit's defense, they've improved slightly since they've elevated James Houston, who played at Jackson State. He's just a game wrecker off the edge. Their defense has improved slightly a little bit since he's been elevated from the practice squad in the starting lineup. I think he's had a sack in almost every game since he's been elevated. So I'm glad to see my HBCU guys balling out when they get the opportunity. But yeah, Mike White, this offense, they look different than they did under Zach Wilson. Because it was no way they were supposed to look this bad under Zach Wilson with all those weapons that they have. And Garrett Wilson, he looks like a different receiver with Mike White in the game. So this game could be fun. It could be going back and forth.
Right.
It could be a shootout. So we'll see. Next, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers visiting the Carolina Panthers. I can't believe I'm saying this, but the Panthers are playing for a playoff spot in December. I would have never I thought they would have been playing for a quarterback, but they said, no, we'd rather go for a playoff spot. And I'm hoping that they can, make a run. I would love for Steve Wilkes to get that job.
Absolutely.
I want it to be where they can't even deny, giving them that job because it seems like the players, they really play hard for them. Play hard for him. because I was not expecting them to go into Seattle last week and beat them last week. But that just goes to show you how hard they play for him. And I've seen a lot of Steeler fans on my timeline wanting the Panthers to beat the brakes off them so they can get a high draft pick. So I don't know if they want the Steelers to tank. That don't seem like a Steeler thing because
Right.
the Steelers are such a proud franchise. So I don't think that they're going to be in tank mode. I think they're going to be playing with a lot of pride. But I think the Panthers at home, they have to win out to get a playoff spot. So it's a lot on the line for the Panthers. So give me the Panthers here. I can't believe I'm saying that, but give me the Panthers. I think this will be another ugly, low-scoring game. The Panthers, we'll have to see if they can run the ball in that Steelers front because, the Steelers, they normally don't give up a lot of rushing yards, even though they did last week to Baltimore. So we'll have to see. Q, how do you see it from playing out?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Steve Wilkes, man. I definitely want him to be in position to hold that down and show that he can be that guy. I mean, he's showing us that he can be that guy now. He got him fighting for playoff position. So I'm gonna take Carolina just off the strength of that and the fact that they've been playing so well. Carolina's offense Carolina's defense, has never been the issue. It's been their offense. But I've been seeing as the weeks go on that the offense has definitely woken up a little bit. And been able to provide rest and a little spark in needed places. So, like you said, whether it's Kenny Two Gloves is what I call him, or Mitch, whoever's at quarterback, I just don't think it's gonna be a good day for them against that Carolina defense. They hungry, they want to prove a point. And yeah, if they can get into the playoffs, man, like you said, like we were saying, the way that defense plays, it can be a little scary for some people. That's a team I definitely would hate to see get hot and have to come into my place and have to fend them off. So I'm definitely going with the Panthers, man, and yeah, I think they're gonna keep it on rolling for sure.
Well, real quick, they would host a playoff game if they win out because
absolutely right because they're winning division.
Unfortunately, all the division leaders get to host the playoff game.
Right.
So they'll be 8-8, and they'll probably get
maybe 8-8 and play a team that's
they'll get the loser. They'll get either the Eagles or the Cowboys. Looks like so whoever, probably the Cowboys. I don't see the Eagles losing too many more games with their schedule.
Yeah.
But Kenny Pickett, he looked like he was really concussed, and Mitchell Trubisky looked like he was giving away Christmas gifts to the Ravens last week through 3 interceptions. He looked awful.
It was terrible, bro.
So I can't wait to see how you pick this next game, Q. We got the Dallas Cowboys visiting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville, they look good when Trevor Lawrence is, not turned the ball over, kept his turnovers down. So how do you see this game playing out? Are you going to pick your division rival again? Let's see.
As much as I want to hate, I ain't gonna do it. I'm trying to get good game picks this week. I ain't trying to lose. But yeah, I definitely think y'all win this game, especially coming off so much slack of how y'all played against Houston. I think y'all kind of gonna come out and try to prove a point and dominate in this game to kind of show like this is who we are, not who y'all saw last week. And then, like I said, y'all still alive for the 1 seed. So I think that's in the back of y'all mind too, that y'all want to keep winning to keep pace, just in case Philly slips up. And then y'all got that head-to-head matchup coming soon. So I think y'all make another statement in this game, kind of like y'all did against the Colts. I kind of see y'all with about a two touchdown victory somewhere around there. So. Definitely, but Jacksonville is gonna be a tough place to play. They have been playing great. I just think y'all gonna come in there with a totally different mindset on what y'all trying to figure out and what y'all want to get done. So,
I definitely had my Cowboys winning after they took 10 years off my life last week. I thought I was gonna have to deactivate all my accounts last week. The way we were playing through 58 minutes of that game. I didn't think I was going to go through all that stress.
right.
But if Turpin doesn't fumble that ball, I'm still thinking we're going to go blow the doors off them. Like I told one of my homeboys, when we were talking about the game, because I think that just changed everything. That gave them hope. But Jacksonville, they played really well at home. As we saw, they beat Lamar and them. They were down big. They came back. So Jacksonville has a lot of weapons on offense. Marvin Jones, Christian Kirk, Evan Ingram. He's starting to learn how to catch the ball again, so that can be terrifying. He had a big game last week. So they're coming off smacking the Titans. I know the Titans are banged up. Outside of Derrick Henry, they don't have really any dynamic weapons on offense. But you beat your division rival on the road by 14. That opened my eyes, and that kind of scares me because on defense they're really good. Their corner Campbell, he's locked down. He's gonna give CD trouble. Uh, but I need Micah Parsons. I don't know where he's been the last couple weeks. I need to get a missing poster, a missing persons poster out for Micah Parsons because I mean the last couple games he hasn't registered a sack. I know he's getting tripled and double teamed and stuff like that, but you see these other great pass rushers, they still get double and triple teamed, and they still find a way to the quarterback. But I think teams are like throwing screens his way, and they're like getting the ball off really quick because if you hold the ball long, he's gonna go get you. So I want him to get Trevor Lawrence at least 2 times in this game to remind people I'm Micah Parsons because he's been quiet the last couple of games. The last time I heard from him was the Minnesota game. He just wrecked that game, but he's been disappointing. I think he's losing his defensive player of the year. I think that's Nick Bosa right now. But like you said, Dak, I need him to stop taking so many risks. He's just making unnecessary throws. I want him to trust his reads and stuff like that. But CeeDee Lamb, I'm excited to see if he can keep playing good. Tony Pollard. We need to run the ball more than we throw it because that's when we're at our best. I don't know why. I guess because the Texans didn't have their top corner, so we thought, oh, let's throw it 40 times. No. Stick with what works. But give me the Cowboys. We have a chance to clinch a playoff berth. So I'm thinking our defense, they've been rolling. I think they get a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence because our secondary isn't very good outside of Trayvon Diggs. Lockdown corner, regardless of how you feel about my guy, he's a lockdown corner. Stats don't lie. Tape don't lie either. We can get the tape out too. But outside of him, we have some injuries and our backups aren't very good. So that's concerning against a very good receiving core that the Jags have. So we're going to need our front 7 to get a lot of pressure on Trevor Lawrence. And Travis Etienne, he's going to be a matchup nightmare out the backfield. Because him and Trevor Lawrence, they're just a very explosive duo. But yeah, I think we got to handle business because we got a big one next Saturday against the Eagles. So we can't be looking ahead. We got to handle business Sunday. Jacksonville's going to give us their best because they have nothing to play for. They're like the Texans. They're going to try to ruin our season.
Right.
So hopefully I'm not stressed again this week like I was last week. Next, we got the Kansas City Chiefs visiting the Houston Texans. I think the Chiefs are going to see how we did not take the Texans series, and they're going to take the Texans series much serious, more serious than we did for sure. Patrick Mahomes, he had some bad interceptions last week. He can't do that this week and give them hope. I think they need to go ahead and put this away early, eliminate any hope for the Texans. And I think the Chiefs, they're trying to get that number 1 seed, so they're not going to play around with the Texans. So I got the Chiefs winning big. How about you, Q?
Yeah, I'm the same. Chiefs going to win big. I think the Texans are in that mode where they know what they know as far as the tanking. So I think they'll kind of relax a little bit in this game, not too noticeably, but I think the Chiefs definitely come in there and win easily for sure.
And they won't have Pierce, who is their star rookie running back. He'll be out 1 to 3 weeks. That's a big loss for their offense. And I think they're trying to get one of those top quarterbacks. So they're gonna be like, we're gonna look like we're trying to win the game, but we're really not trying to win the game.
Right.
This next one, I really don't know who's gonna win this game. We got the Arizona Cardinals at the Denver Broncos. Unfortunately, Kyler Murray tore his ACL last Monday night. Third play of the game. It was just hard seeing that. I didn't want to watch the game after he went out because the only reason I watched the Cardinals is to watch him play. Kyler Murray is so dynamic. I'm hoping he has a speedy recovery. Q, Denver's offense looked like they had some life to it last week. Part of that is because Patrick Mahomes kept them in the game. They were down 27-7, and then Patrick Mahomes just started doing crazy stuff and let them back in the game. And I think if Russell Wilson doesn't, have that concussion, I think they may pull this
I
off.
think they might have won it. Yeah, I think they
Yeah, I
would have
think
won
so.
last.
So, do you have Colt McCoy in the Cardinals, or who do you have winning this game?
I'm going with the Broncos.
Okay.
The Broncos for sure. I think I haven't really checked on it, but Russ was in the concussion protocol too, I think.
Yes.
So depending on that, like I said, I'm depending on him being available to play. So I'm gonna go with the Broncos. The Cardinals it's been a long season for them. Playing without D-Hop for I think 8 or 9 games, and then
It was 6. Yes.
6 games. Okay, 6 games, and then college is being real inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? So they've had a rough year. And I think they're probably looking forward to this offseason getting healthy and figuring out some things on what they can do. So I think the Broncos definitely win this game. They should win comfortably. So yeah, I'll take the Broncos.
Ooh. I also took the Broncos if Russ plays. Now, if Russ doesn't play, I got the Cardinals because I don't have no trust in Brett Rippon. He threw a horrible interception last week. I have no idea what he was looking at. But if Russell plays, I think they build off that success they found last week against the Chiefs defense, who's so-so. They're not top 10 or anything. So I think that's why Russ was able to come out of this funk he's been in all year. So I think Denver's defense. We saw Colt McCoy. He got hit a lot by that Patriots defense, and the Broncos have a very good defense. But I think they just get tired. We're putting on this showcase. We're shutting down the other team, and Russ is putting the ball, and we just get tired.
Right.
So I think that's why they kind of have letdowns. Late in games. Because they have one of the best defenses in the league. It's just Russ isn't giving them anything. So they're like, why are we trying hard if you just, not giving us anything? So if Russ plays, I definitely have the Broncos. But if he doesn't play, I think the Cardinals will win a very ugly game. And it probably won't be many people watching this game.
Right.
If I'm being honest. Next, we have the New England Patriots visiting the Las Vegas Raiders. I can't believe the Raiders let Baker Mayfield do that. I still can't believe they let that slide. You're up. What 16? Was it 3 minutes? I think they was up 6. They was up 16-3 with like 3 minutes to go. I think or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the Raiders became the 4th team in NFL history to lose 4 games in a season when they're leading by 13 or more points. They joined the 1998 Colts, the 1998 Colts, the 1996 Jets, and the 1982 Rams as the teams that have had a 13-point lead at some point in the game, and they've lost it.
That don't make no sense, dog.
It doesn't. They can't handle that pressure, boy. They can't handle that pressure. With that being said, give me the Patriots. I don't have much confidence in Mac Jones, but I can't trust the Raiders if they get a lead to hold it. So give me the Patriots. They just go ahead and put a fork in the Raiders, and the Raiders just go ahead and be done with their season after this. So yeah, give me the Patriots because the Raiders, after last week, they had started to look like they had found themselves. Devontae was on a roll. Derek Carr was playing well. And then they just let Baker Mayfield come off a plane Tuesday and beat them on the Thursday. I lost all faith in the Raiders after that. So I got the Patriots. How about you, Q?
Yeah, I'm a mirror your pick, bro. I'm gonna go with the Pats too. Just like you said, it's just the inconsistency, man. Like I can't really go with that. And Belichick is one of the best as far as schemes.
Yes.
So even when they really shouldn't be in the game, they always are in a game. So I just feel like they're going to find a way to work that out. Yeah, I like the Pats. I think it'll be a close one though. I think it'll be a little closer than people expect. So I like the Pats in a close game.
Yeah, I think they'll lean on their defense, and I think they'll lean on their run game.
Run game, yeah, absolutely.
Yes, for sure. Next, we got the Tennessee Titans visiting the Los Angeles Chargers. The Titans are banged up. They don't have anybody on offense besides Derrick Henry, and that's why his numbers are down this year. Because I mean, you don't scare me outside of Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. If you put it on his shoulders, he's gonna choke every time. So give me the Chargers. Justin Herbert. I want to see him. I want to see him in this offense in the playoffs. They're so fun to watch. He was making some throws that not many quarterbacks can make last week, like that one to Keenan Allen. That was just ridiculous. I was like, how did this get picked off? But I want to see them in the playoffs. Like they have too much talent to be 7-6. So I want to see them sneak in the playoffs. I think they can make some noise if they sneak in the playoffs. Like I said, the Titans, they just have too many issues on offense to keep up with a Chargers offense who can put up some numbers. But their defense is legit. They held Joe Burrow down to only 20 points. So their defense is going to keep him in it, but their defense can only do so much. Give me the Chargers. Q, how do you see this one playing out?
Yeah, I'm going with the Chargers too. I call him Jay Herbo. So that's my dog. Jay Herbo.
I like it.
So that's my guy. So yeah, I like them too. I think that team is finally waking up. Also getting healthy. Keenan Allen and Mike Williams missed a few games. You know, so I feel a lot of teams should be lucky about that. You know, 'cause I think they're a whole different team. I don't think they have 6 losses if their guys are healthy and available all season. Like you said, it's going to be a team where when that offense is in the playoffs, it's going to be scary. They walk in your trap and take over your trap. So it's kind of one of those things where if you're in the NFL, you don't want to see this team get hot. But for people like us, we do. Like, you know, because we see what they're capable of. So, yeah, like you said, man, I think the Chargers make another statement this week and kind of just get things rolling. They're trying to get that playoff spot. They're trying to solidify some things. So I think they definitely handle business.
For sure. Next we got the Cincinnati Bengals visiting the Tampa Bay Bucks. Q, do you think Tampa has any chance of winning this game, or is Cincinnati going to continue their hot streak that they're on?
Don't call me crazy, but I actually do think Tampa has a chance to win the game.
Okay.
Just because it's at home.
Okay, yeah.
They're at home. Cincinnati doesn't have the best defense. So I think the Bucks have a chance. Would I pick them? No. I wouldn't pick them at all. But I do think they have a chance to win. But I'm gonna have to go with the Bengals. Joe Burrow is playing out of his mind, man. He's trying to play his way into the MVP conversation, which it might be a little too late for that. But he's trying to play his way into there. He got his number one guy back. So, you know, that connection with him and Jamar Chase is always lethal. So yeah, I think the Bengals get it done, but in a closer game. I think they'll win by like a touchdown or so, something late. So I think that's why I'm ahead with it for sure.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you. I don't have enough confidence to pick the Bucks because I'm trying to have a better record than I did the last time we did a show. So I'm not trying to catch an L on this one. So I think Cincinnati, they know that they're still neck and neck with the Ravens for the AFC North. They don't want to mess around. I just don't think the Bucks have enough firepower on offense. If their defense has an off day against this Bengals offense to keep up with Joe Burrow, I don't think, because as we saw when they played the Chiefs just kept scoring and scoring and scoring, and their defense just couldn't stop them. So it was crazy. And then last week they let Brock Purdy, he looked like Joe Montana last week, the way he was moving the ball up and down the field on them.
I'm telling you.
it was ridiculous. I wasn't expecting that. I know they had some injuries and stuff like that, but still, that's Todd Bowles' calling card defense, and they just it was bad. So yeah, give me the Bengals. This was gonna be my game of the week until the Bucks look how they looked last week. I had to switch it up last minute. But I hope it's a good game because I think this will be our big 4:00 game. So I'm looking forward to it. Brady versus Joe Burrow. I just want a good game. Now I know you're looking forward to our Sunday night game. The New York Giants visiting your Washington Commanders. How do you see this playing out, Q? I'll let you get first dibs on this one since it's your team.
We need this win.
Yes.
I'm just a little nervous if Taylor Heineke can get it done. He's so limited with what he can do.
Oh yes.
So I'm not the biggest Wentz fan, but I feel like I would love to see Wentz against this Giants team. Just because of watching what Philly kind of did whenever they, with those weapons and the quarterback that could get the ball deep and things of that sort.
Ooh.
We know Wentz isn't lacking in arm strength and things of that sort. So right. So I think that kind of limits our offense so much more when you got those gunners and Samuel and Dotson and Terry, those guys that like to go
Brown.
deep. Right, and De'Ami Brown, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of one of those things. So I think I'm confident. I think we'll win. But I think we may have to make a mid-game switch to kind of give us like a little more firepower on from the quarterback. I think Taylor will get the start for sure, absolutely.
Okay.
But I just think that it'll be just too much on the line to where we kind of have to see what Wentz can give us for a drive or two, things of that sort. But I'm gonna take us, man. I don't think it's gonna be high scoring at all because
I don't either.
Both of our teams, like we really don't score that much. So I'm gonna take us on a late game field goal. I'm gonna go 20-17.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with that. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I was thinking too. I was thinking it's gonna be like y'all's last matchup. Was that
Right,
2 weeks
just
ago?
like last game.
Yeah, because both of y'all have good defenses. I know Wink Martindale. He's gonna try to heat up Taylor Heineke, and if Carson Wentz gets in the game, that's really his identity to heat up the quarterback. Thibodeau, he's been playing much better. He's been a man possessed off that edge. But the Giants, they've just fallen all apart after that hot start. I just think they just need to go ahead and elevate, their quarterback position. They need to get a different quarterback because Daniel Jones can only take you so far. I know he can do a lot of things, but when you're trying to beat the elite of the elite, Daniel Jones is not going to get it done for you. So I'm taking Washington. They're at home. And I think they could go a little further in the playoffs than the Giants because I think they have more weapons than the Giants, especially on offense, like you listed. On offense, y'all got a scary receivers core. I would say it's top 5, top 10 in the league. I think it's that good.
Yeah.
It's hard for me to say nice things about y'all, but I can't lie. Y'all receiving core is no joke. And Scary Terry, if he didn't have on that ugly burgundy red, I could root for him a little more. But that's a cold brother right there. Except for when he played Trayvon Diggs, you can't find him. But anyway, let me be serious. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm just really rooting for y'all. I hope Washington can pull it out. It's a big Sunday night game at home. I know that place is gonna be rocking. Thankfully, we don't have to. I think our Sunday night game was gonna be New England and Vegas. And I'm glad they flexed this game into that Sunday night spot because I'd rather
that would
look
have
at
been
this.
terrible.
Yeah, I'd rather look at this. I'd rather look at this than that. So thank God the league did that. And to close out the show, Q, I'll let you get first dibs on this. Will Baker Mayfield do it again in Green Bay as the Los Angeles Rams, visit the Green Bay Packers? The Packers, they're playing for a draft pick. They have nothing to play for. It's probably gonna be cold. Maybe a little snowfall. Will Baker Mayfield do it again? Will he go to Green Bay and upset Aaron Rodgers?
I'm gonna say no. I think he plays well though. I don't think they win the game though. I'm gonna go with Green Bay. Yeah, I just like they're one of those teams where when they're on the road, they're totally different than when they are at home. And like you said, playing at Lambeau Field, so it's gonna be cold out there. The Los Angeles boys, you know what I'm saying. So it's another thing where that weather kind of factors into a lot of guys. So I'm gonna take Green Bay and in a close one. I'm gonna take Green Bay.
Okay, yeah. Baker's offensive line, the Rams' offensive line, they're just atrocious. So I think the Packers are going to put a lot of pressure on Baker Mayfield. I think he's going to get beat up, but he was able to make the best out of what he had with the Rams receivers. I know Van Jefferson got the nice touchdown. Tutu Atwell, he looked good. Skoranek, but I just can't see Aaron Rodgers at home on Monday Night Football. I think it's going to be an ugly game, but I think the Packers find a way to win this game for sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's I don't know. It's just one of those games where they both wish they could probably tank and lose it, honestly, but it is what it is.
Because I don't think Matthew Stafford's gonna come back this year.
Oh no.
I don't see a point of bringing Cooper Kupp back, or Aaron Donald. I know they said he could come back, but I wouldn't bring him back. I don't think it's worth it. So yeah, Q, I want to thank you for joining the show again, bro. It was fun again. It's fun again talking ball with you, and definitely looking forward to seeing you this weekend in Atlanta, my guy.
Yeah, definitely got to make sure we link up, man, for sure.
Oh yeah, definitely. I got your number now, so I'll definitely text you, and we'll link up at halftime or some point during the game Saturday.
For sure.
All right, you take care, bro.
All right, you too, bro.
All right.